It's nothing but a mindset that you can control. Become comfortable with pain. Yes. Another laid-back Xbox 360 nostalgic video brought to you by your boy Kobatine. I honestly really enjoy making these types of videos. No script, no elaborate plan, but only our thoughts and video games. And once again, I cannot help but to hop on some good old Modern Warfare 2 to start it off. So sit back and get ready to enjoy the video. I've done too great for us, my dear. I've just been thinking about quite a few things lately, especially with what's been going on in my life and in the world. Damn, that was fast again. Yeah. This stupid ass lobby. You know, with the topic of nostalgia, I feel like it's more complex than what it is because a lot of people really experience it on a daily basis, and some, like you and I, really get fully immersed in this culture of reminiscence and appreciation of the past. Damn, I just missed a nice fucking snipe. And I kind of wanted to talk about the topic of sadness. Why I believe it's truly a good thing to feel sad, not to be sad, about good memories. Last week, I was at a funeral, and that same week, my 5-year-old pet unfortunately passed away. Ozzy Osbourne died. Hulk Hogan died. But I just feel like it's a personal wake-up call to just slow down and appreciate the little things in life. You know, for example, like the Xbox 360 marketplace shut down. It was inevitable that it was going to shut down and things are going to move on, but we still got together and we kind of mourned about the fact that we'll never truly get back this moment and just appreciate it for one last time. People who become euphoric, reminiscent of the past within the nostalgia realm, not just video games but in general, truly do care a lot about what they've experienced in their life. But it's also important to be self-reflectant and understand that too much can cause damage. You know, if you care too much about a certain situation, and that's when you get sunk into this thing people call depression, and you just sulk and mope in this state of mind that feels inescapable. But time heals all wounds, and I truly do believe that. You know, I'm 25, and 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I was a totally different person, even compared to last year. But I would drink a lot, I would smoke a lot, go out, waste time with girls and all this. And it all led to this one thing that I thought was wrong with me, was letting the past destroy me. I couldn't understand why I was feeling this certain way for so long. And it was pretty easy, honestly. I was just wasting so much time doing the wrong things. Instead of enhancing my brain, enhancing my skills, my mind, I was wasting time and hurting myself more. But what I'm trying to get at is that when people tend to be stuck in sadness due to caring too much, it's nothing but a mindset that you can control. It's just unfortunately we don't choose to control it all the time. Because we cannot control the weather, we cannot control how people look at us, we cannot control how the world runs. The only thing we have 100% control of is our own mind. The way we think, the way we act, the way we react to situations and any obstacle in front of us. You know, it takes practice, it takes time, it takes patience to develop this strong mindset. Just because you feel sad once in a while doesn't mean your mindset is not up to par or weakened. I'm telling you, when it comes to nostalgia, it's inevitable. You're gonna feel some type of way. Maybe not as strong as time goes on, you know, it dilutes, but you're for sure gonna feel a certain way when it comes to good memories or just memories in general. And instead of masking your pain and sadness, I'd argue that it's better to just face it head on. Holy crap, I got fucked. Feel your feelings, don't destroy yourself in the process, but just make sure you get back up and stay productive, stay busy, stay active, exercise, eat healthy. And that kind of draws into my next point. Caring too much shows and proves to yourself that you're alive. You have the ability to evoke an emotion, raise goosebumps on your skin, and feel human. You know, these feelings are meant to be felt. Happiness, sadness, anger, But that's what makes you human. That's what makes you truly alive. Because when you can't evoke certain emotions, I feel like it's not a good sign. But just because you can feel all these emotions doesn't mean you have to explode with them. You know, self-control is very important within this topic. Like a couple of days ago, I was actually just thinking about when I used to play Minecraft on the Xbox 360 with my elementary / high school friends. And I felt like, damn, it made me feel a certain way because I wonder where all my old friends are. You know, it's been like 15 years at this point. I felt like, damn, I can never recreate this feeling ever again. But even though I felt sad, when I catch myself sinking into that sadness heavily and it's, you know, it's starting to affect my day, I do push-ups, or I go for a walk, or I play a video game, or I do something productive that is gonna help me take my mind off it. Like I said, being busy is really the ultimate escape in life because you will not have time to just let sadness consume you. You know, you're gonna have a family to take care of, a girlfriend to protect, kids to protect, to provide for. You know, people count on you in this life. You cannot afford to let anyone down. You cannot afford to let God's image of you, God's plan for you, to truly just be wasted. It truly is about the journey, but just don't let it destroy you in the process, and that it makes you human, conscious, and alive. You know, that you have emotions you can trigger. And I think that's a pretty good thing. You know, you don't want to be too cold in this world, but you definitely want to have and need self-control. I wonder if there's anyone on Castle Miner Z. Most likely not, but fuck it. Certified Hood Classic. I don't really remember the first time I played this game. Oh yeah, the AK. Every time I get it. W. You know, the more I make these videos with nostalgia and reminiscing of the past, the more I'm comfortable with the fact that it'll never be the same again. And despite feeling sadness from the past, it also leaves room for us to appreciate today, appreciate the present for the future, appreciate making new memories now so we can look back on them. Man, I remember getting my own room at the age of 16 finally, and all I had was a beanbag chair, my TV, and the one and only Xbox 360. And in this video I was just showing the room while playing 21 Savage on the 360's YouTube. And it's weird because I missed that time, that struggle, that beginning point of my new chapter in life. You know, I guess because times were simpler, I was 16 and had different priorities, but things like that truly do matter, and it's good to appreciate it before it's just a memory, before it's just a relic of the past. But almost 10 years later, I still do miss it and think about that moment a lot. There's a lot of things in life that we take for granted. The roof over our head, the food in our fridge, the comfort within our home, our family members, partners, pets, technology, light, heating, even a shower. Unfortunately, some people your age, whether you're as young as 13 or as old as 40, don't ever see that age. Some people really do have the short end of the stick sometimes, and it's truly unexplainable what God's plan for them was. You know, one of my favorite artists, X, unfortunately got shot and killed despite trying to turn his life around. You know, I do feel like there's some things that are just inexplainable. Like, why did this happen to someone that's trying to change their life around? You know, we've all done bad things, and as much as I would question myself, why do bad things happen to good people, I can't think about it too much, because at the end of the day, it's all in God's hands, and He has a plan for everyone. And if I keep trying to decipher what that plan is and all these question marks floating around, then I'm just gonna deteriorate my mental health, and that's just not the way to go. So that's why it's important to just have faith and trust the process. But it goes back to feeling stuck in sadness, not the past, in sadness. Because every single one of you guys watching now, we're blessed for another day. Something tragic could have happened to us while we were sleeping last night, you know, and thank God it didn't. Thank God nothing happened. So every day that goes by, I do try to really appreciate the blessings that we are gifted with while enjoying the gift of today. That's why they call it the present. This gotta be the best version of Uno. And once again, the music of this specific game is just only on the Xbox 360. It just baffles me how such an amazing instrumental has been only seen by Xbox 360 players. Nice. You know, being sad about good memories, it's always painful. And I reckon that pain is very necessary to not only experience a lot of, but also appreciate it, become one with it, become comfortable with pain. I do believe it's a secret superpower, a blessing in disguise. You know, that might sound stupid, that might not make too much sense, but I do believe that pain, especially when it comes to good memories, develops such a strong character within oneself. You know, out of all the hardships and struggles I've been through within my life, whether it's family, girls, or friends, I eventually snapped out of it and learned a lot from all my experiences. I used to chase so many girls because I wanted this life of, you know, find the perfect girl, live together with her, make a family, so on and so forth. But I do believe that because I was looking for it too hard and not focusing on myself enough and being sad about breakups, being immature, being underdeveloped within my brain, I do believe God was not giving me this thing that I desired. And coincidentally enough, 2024, I just stopped chasing. I stopped looking for girls. I just focused on my YouTube channel, my career, my health, my friends, family, the Koba gang. And what do you know? The one and only Kobalina crossed my path. She was fond of me first. Well, I just had this mentality of, whatever, it's just gonna fail, this and that. But a year and a half later, it's been the best choice I've ever done. And that opportunity, that person landed in my field of view, you know? So that's why I do believe when you focus on yourself, intake pain, let it transform you into a better person, focus on what truly matters, the rest will fall into place. That's why pain, sadness is such a great blessing in disguise when it comes to good memories or just pain in general, you know? Like in 2022, my ex of 2.5 years cheated on me. And instead of sulking in depression, sadness, and whatnot, I let it transform myself into something that I was supposed to be a long time ago. Someone with a fortified mindset, someone with better morals, someone with better health, someone with better everything in every aspect. Situations can really make or break you. And it goes back from before. You are in control of what happens moving forward. So don't worry, gang. You may be going through it now, but appreciate it because God is leveling you up. He is prepping you up to overload with success, health, wealth, status, power, and what you're truly supposed to accomplish and become with this one life we're given. You got this. In conclusion, it's totally fine to feel sad about good memories, bad memories, because it does show yourself that you're human, you're alive, you care, and it's all part of the process. We have to feel these emotions. It's just how we deal with them is the true question, the true answer we desire to seek for ourselves. You know, nothing will ever be the same as yesterday. Nothing will ever be the same as a year ago. But today matters so much that we gotta truly act as if there is no tomorrow. Doesn't mean to be careless and go crazy, but just truly appreciate every single day because things could change overnight for the greater good. Just trust the process and desire to reach your full potential in this life. Spend time with good friends, spend time with family, and take a step back once in a while. And when you're ready to go back, hop right in as if the grind never stopped. But yeah, Koba gang, I hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat simpler type of video. I really want to do more of these where I talk to you guys on a way more personal level, talking about my thoughts, my experiences, and advice I'd like to share with you guys. You know, I truly want the best for every single one of you guys. Don't believe in this thing called depression. You can truly change your mindset, rewire your entire brain and thinking for the better. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video, like, comment, subscribe, swag on, stay lit, and much success, happiness, health, and wealth to you Koba gangstas. Take it easy. Peace.